issues, called on the mayor to step down.
We don't want you here. You or your administration. Y'all need to go.
Mayor, you might as well step down too. Because I'm tired of that too. This is a disgrace that you have done to this village.
It has been several months since an investigation began into Dolton's controversial mayor, Tiffany Henyard, and the situation continues to unravel. Allegations of corruption, financial mismanagement, and abuse of power have only grown, raising serious concerns about her leadership. Reports suggest misuse of taxpayer money, questionable spending, and improper handling of village affairs. As more evidence surfaces, scrutiny intensifies, and officials dig deeper into her actions. With subpoenas issued and investigations expanding, many wonder just how far the misconduct goes. The plot continues to thicken, leaving residents eager for answers and accountability in the unfolding scandal.
The manpower was just very stressed and critical to the point of almost breaking. Having to provide officers on the detail rather than have officers out patrolling.
Tensions recently escalated as Tiffany Henyard proceeded with a meeting that village trustees had postponed, sparking yet another clash between her and the board. The trustees failed to provide the required 10-day notice under Illinois law to change or cancel the meeting, violating state statutes. This move appeared to circumvent proper procedures and obstruct the mayor's ability to perform her duties. As the controversy deepens, lingering questions remain. Just how far was Tiffany willing to go in misusing her office and
Honestly, I didn't want to file a lawsuit against the village, but it didn't sit right not to do anything, and I wanted my story to be heard.
As investigations into Mayor Tiffany Henyard's actions continue, a critical question remains: how much taxpayer money has she really spent? Reports suggest reckless financial management, including lavish expenditures, excessive police security costs, and unaccounted-for credit card transactions. Allegations of misusing public funds for personal benefit have only fueled concerns among residents. With Dolton already facing significant debt, scrutiny over the village's finances is growing. Transparency is key, yet the full extent of her spending remains unclear. As officials dig deeper, taxpayers are left wondering just how much of their hard-earned money has been misused, and whether accountability will follow. Child, I hope you're ready for this rabbit hole because the accusations against Tiffany Henyard are wild. From financial mismanagement to abuse of power, things are getting crazier by the day. As always, I'll be breaking it all down, piece by piece, so you can fully understand the depth of what's going on.
It's sad that she had this wonderful platform, and she just destroyed everything and anything. She's affected a lot of people's lives, and she just doesn't care.
Tiffany Henyard, a self-proclaimed super mayor, promised to tackle the housing crisis, secure funds for seniors and veterans, and build new developments for the community. These goals seemed admirable, but her actions have raised concerns. Recently, she was served a subpoena as part of an investigation into the village's permitting and licensing practices, highlighting potential misconduct. The FBI document sought a series of financial documents, including payroll reimbursement, travel, and expenses, and Tiffany in particular was accused of denying permits to those whose businesses she considers unfaithful to her. Tiffany Henyard allegedly blocked certain business owners from obtaining licenses, even telling one to have their lawyer contact hers. Beyond this, she faces accusations of reckless spending with taxpayer money. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot's investigation found the village in debt, with unexplained purchases, including a $40,000 Amazon charge, and misuse of funds. Specifically requested a look into a trip she took to Las Vegas with 2 other village trustees. Tiffany Henyard reportedly spent $1 million on personal security, leading to concerns over misused funds. A former police chief, fired by Tiffany, claimed this expenditure diverted officers from street patrols. These officers worked extensive overtime, running errands, which increased costs to taxpayers. For context, one officer earned $18,000 in overtime in 2023 and $114,000 in 2024, raising further questions about the financial impact of these security arrangements. Two officers alone racked up six figures in pure overtime, which is more than double their base pay, in addition to the ongoing controversies surrounding Tiffany Henyard. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois announced charges against Dolton Senior Administrator Keith Douglas Freeman. He faces allegations of bankruptcy fraud, underreporting income, and submitting outdated tax returns. To make matters worse, an investigation revealed that Dolton owes significant sums to multiple vendors, including a staggering $427,000 to a street paving company. These revelations add to the growing list of financial mismanagement and misconduct, further intensifying scrutiny on the village's leadership and its handling of taxpayer money. Top of that, a bank threatened to repo vehicles belonging to the village, including cop cars due to unpaid balances, and in addition a tree trimming company is also owed $400,000 for work they did in 2023. The township of Dolton was also billed $177,000 for merchandise Tiffany Henyard used for herself and her foundation. A federal subpoena actually requested the documents related to the payment and found the invoice for the merchandise went out just one day after her foundation was submitted to the state. For other vendors, the report also found another $50,000 is old and overdue payments. What's even more shocking is that Tiffany Henyard admitted in a board meeting that Dolton was facing a $2 million deficit, yet she went ahead with a $1 million Facebook giveaway in February 2024 for Black History Month. This same mayor was also involved in a $200,000 no-bid contract deal with a suburban construction company linked to multiple corruption cases. The company's owner, who is awaiting sentencing for bribing a Cook County assessor's official, was allegedly involved in a scheme to clear unpaid taxes on family properties. The owner's late father was also implicated in a home renovation bribery scandal. But the drama doesn't end there. Former village trustee Valerie Stubbs, who publicly criticized Tiffany, claims she was retaliated against by the mayor. Stubbs alleges Tiffany intimidated and harassed her at home, even sending hitmen to shoot up two of her tenants' vehicles. Stubbs also accused Tiffany of forming alliances with the police department to ignore her complaints. Additionally, a former assistant of Tiffany's filed a complaint about being sexually assaulted by a trustee during an economic development trip to Las Vegas, where she alleges Tiffany dismissed the incident, telling her that going public would ruin her life. This series of allegations paints a deeply troubling picture of Tiffany Henyard's leadership. After dinner, she said she started to feel disoriented and extremely elated, as if the ground was moving below her. She said she blacked out, and the next morning she woke up in the trust's hotel room with no memory of how she got there, experiencing physical discomfort. She also said that after returning to Dolton, officer Byron Miles, who was part of Tiffany Henyard's security detail and who also went on that trip to Las Vegas, told her a trustee on the trip told him that he had unprotected intercourse with her. Note that the former assistant and the officer both filed complaints, and in both complaints they provided details of a meeting that took place the following day with the former assistant, the officer, and the mayor. At this meeting, the woman informed Tiffany that she would never willingly have intercourse with the trustee, and officer Miles informed Tiffany and the woman that the trustee called him that night in Las Vegas to brag about the activities he engaged in with the former assistant. The officer even suggested in his complaint that the trustee bragged about how the assistant may not have had the capacity to consent or did not provide consent in his capacity as a law enforcement officer who had just been informed of a possible crime. The trustee then panned the camera toward a bed where he could see a woman who was partially undressed. The trustee then moved the camera to various private areas of the woman's body, displaying them on the screen and at times moving or removing articles of clothing. Now, even with all these receipts, Tiffany still said that she did not want the incident to go public because she would be Ruined. The ex-employee then said the mayor told her that she would take care of it and to trust her. Days later, according to her complaint, the woman was put on unpaid medical leave, though she says she did not request to be put on leave, and she was later terminated. As for the officer, he was demoted to patrol duty, among other retaliation for coming forward as a witness in his capacity as a law enforcement officer who had just been informed of a possible crime. The trustee then panned the camera toward a bed where he could see a woman who was partially undressed. The trustee then moved the camera to various private areas of the woman's body, displaying them on the screen and at times moving or removing articles of clothing. Now, even with all these receipts, Tiffany still said that she did not want the incident to go public because she would be ruined. The ex-employee then said the mayor told her that she would take care of it and to trust her. Days later, according to her complaint, the woman was put on unpaid medical leave, though she says she did not request to be put on leave, and she was later terminated. As for the officer, he was demoted to patrol duty, among other retaliation for coming forward as a witness